在北京
Big shit. Today's Big Muzz gaming video will tell you all you need to know about what's happening to mages on Project Epoch. Ritual of Refreshment has been made baseline, so no more handing out water to noobs one by one. Not only this, but mages will also have access to Stoneward and Theramore teleports, Arcane Brilliance, as well as a new weapon conjuring system. How does this all work? No idea. I haven't read the Epoch article yet, so sit back, relax, and learn with me as we delve deep into the world of Epoch craft. So we're taking a look at mages on Project Epoch, and before we get started reading everything, I have done a quick little skim before pressing record, and I didn't see anything stating that there is an AoE cap reduction on the website, but there is an AoE cap reduction. So your Blizzard will only be able to hit 10 mobs, but there is an AoE cap, and the AoE cap is 10 mobs. So there's no pulling 8 Guerrillian mobs in Meridon or wherever else you AoE farm. It's been removed from Project Epoch, so just know that if you roll a Frost Mage, do not expect to be able to farm entire dungeons, which is good to know because, in my opinion, the whole point of playing Mage is that it's fun to AoE grind 5-mans yourself, like even pulling the entirety of Scarlet Monastery or any of those dungeons. I actually enjoy that. I think it's cool, and I don't actually like AoE caps, but mages have an AoE cap, so there's no cheesing the game. So with this in mind, and the fact that it is TBC Prot Paladin, I think Prot Paladin will probably be the best AoE money farming spec in the game, because in TBC, Prot Paladin, especially with that specific trinket from, I think it's Shadow Labs. I'll look it up. I'll figure it out. It'll be on the screen for you fine folk here, but I think Prot Paladin's the AoE grinding pill if you want to be making some geld. So with that out of the way, I think that's the most important thing to state right away, because the only reason I've ever rolled a mage is because of the fact that I've wanted to use it to farm gold. So if that's not even an option and I'm limited to 10 mobs, then there's really no point. But moving on. Conjuring food and water. Mages are well known for their conjured food and drinks, and every mage who's played Vanilla WoW is familiar with the struggles of role-playing as a vending machine. Dude, I like LARPing. Here on Project Epoch, our Burning Crusade class's baseline includes Ritual of Refreshment. This ability conjures a refreshment table which players can right-click to obtain Conjured Mana Bread, which restores health and mana equal to the best conjured food and water. Good change. I don't like having to even get a tome or do a quest to get the better conjured food and water. I mean, sure, it's good and all, like, yeah, you have to earn it, but fuck it, like having access to shittier water, that just wastes people's time. Oh, okay, now I have to sit here for 45 seconds drinking 2 waters instead of just drinking 1. So just give the good stuff right away, and have some respect for our time, please and thanks. And Project Epoch seems to have respect for our time, so it's much appreciated. And then they've got conjuring weapons. If mages can conjure entire containers of water, why shouldn't they be able to conjure other small objects? Starting at level 16, you can learn the ability to conjure a dagger, and as you level up, you will unlock various weapon types such as maces or axes. These weapons have some intellect on them, making them perfect weapons for leveling your weapon skills. You can also trade them to your friend, perfect for their weapon skill or as a replacement for a broken weapon in a pinch. Like other conjured items, these weapons will vanish after being offline for 15 minutes. This is actually it's quite thematic, and it's kind of a cool little feature. It's not something that's going to be OP, but yeah, even like, let's say your noob warrior in a 5-man forgets to repair his weapon and it breaks because you wipe. He doesn't have to hearth out. You can just conjure him up a shitty intellect axe, but it'll do the trick, and you'll be able to finish the dungeon without wasting half an hour of everyone's time. And we'll see if I can find a tool made by Maggie, but TD here has posted it. So this is we got 46 weapon damage and 25 intellect. It's weird that it does 1 damage, but they've got the plus 45 weapon damage attached to it. And this one is a 2-handed sword, so yeah, in a pinch you'll be able to pop on this great sword. And not only that, the 25 intellect Intellect for warriors increases the rate at which you get weapon skill. Like you have a higher chance of actually getting a level of weapon skill with intellect. So this will make it easier to level your weapons. Kind of nice. Next up, teleportation. After reading that Project Epoch utilizes Burning Crusade classes, you might be wondering about the teleport and portal spells added in the Burning Crusade. Yeah, dude, I'm wondering if we can port the Shat. The cities of Shatrath, Silvermoon, and Exodar do not exist here in our vanilla world state. But what about Stonard and Theramore? At levels 40 and 50, you'll be able to complete a class quest, JD Vance moment, a class quest to learn these teleports and portals. Traveling to Dustwallow as Alliance or Blasted Lands as Horde has never been easier. True facts and based. Good change, especially, well, I guess it was added because Karazhan was a part of TBC progression, and there was some other shenanigans in that area that you would like to teleport to Stornard for, and now in Epoch you still can teleport there, and they'll probably be adding, I would assume that they'll add content in those areas either way eventually, so it's a nice change. It's more quality of life convenience. And then yeah, Arcane Brilliance is raid wide, no buffing one by one, and as always they'll be continuing to update it. So they've updated Arcane Blast, Arcane Missiles, and then Conjure Mana. Oh my god. Okay, well we know about the teleport. Stonard, yeah, updated. Oh, there's so much. Man, I'm actually gonna have to put some work in. So we've got Arcane Blast here. I'll pull this onto the screen so people can see it. When I say people, that's in quotations, like you people. But either way, yeah, you can see Arcane Blast, level 64 variant, and this is the level. I think this is probably the equivalent. It looks like the damage has been tuned down a little bit, but overall the spell is looking pretty similar. Maybe this is. But overall, the spell is looking similar. I think Arcane Blast on Project Epoch is available quite early, and it has become, like, the talent has been moved down. We can look at it. So yeah, custom talents here, but we'll talk about the talents later. And then moving on, Arcane Brilliance updated to be raid wide, and they've updated Arcane Missiles. What is different about Arcane Missiles? Dude, they've nerfed the damage by 1. Absolutely massive change happening. This is incredible. The damage has been reduced by 1. It still channels for 5 seconds. It's a little bit lower on the mana cost. And I'm wondering, let's see. Let's check when in doubt, check the Discord. Arcane Missiles. Okay, guys, I've got some alleged information that the barrage spell. This is alleged, by the way, but yeah. Oh, okay. So I missed this. I can't believe I missed this. So this is a custom spell, Arcane Barrage. The Arcane Barrage increases the damage of your Arcane Missiles by 15%. So that is why Arcane Missiles is updated, and I think it's updated to function cleaner rather than being as clunky as it was. I think the idea, this is what I've done some research in the Discord, and the idea is to have it so if there's a really long fight and you can't afford to just go beast mode with Bloodlust and Innervates and Arcane Blast maxing, just doing insane DPS like you would in TBC if you had the tier set and you had all the support available for you. If there's a long fight where that is not an option, they wanted to make it so Arcane Missiles is actually a useful ability to cast, and you don't have to rely on Frostbolt as an Arcane Mage. So Arcane Barrage, a custom spell, launches several missiles at the enemy target, causing 374 arcane damage and consuming any of your Arcane Blast stacks. Each stack of Arcane Blast consumed increases this damage by 15% and increases the damage of your Arcane Missiles by 15% for 8 seconds. So it looks like you would want to stack your Arcane... On a long fight, that is, guys, mind this. On a long fight, you'd want to stack your Arcane Blast up to max, hit Arcane Barrage, channel missiles until you're out of the buff from Arcane Barrage, and then continue to Arcane Blast. That would be a long, more mana efficient arcane rotation. But if it's like a shorter fight where you're just brumping, I'm pretty sure you just literally mash the fuck out of Arcane Blast. Like you just Bloodlust, troll berserking, just that's all you do. You just blast it. Then you spam your druid player, innervate me noob, and he innervates you. So that's what they've been going for, and I think it makes sense. Like, who wants to cast Frostbolt? Like, I want to be sending some missiles out. I want to be launching some rockets. So Epoch devs have recognized that, and they've agreed. And then updated Mana Ruby. So in Project Epoch, Conjures a mana ruby that can be used to instantly restore 1000 mana. There's no tooltip saying any change, but once again, I've checked the Discord, and this is coming from Eridune. He has a developer tag on the Epoch Discord, so this is, guys, this is facts. This has been fact checked by true patriots. So Eridune, the developer, has stated, no, in TBC, the mana emerald is 3 charges. This was changed in the last patch. Here on Epoch, we made the mana ruby 3 charges to mirror that. The question is, what about other gem? I don't know if they've done anything else since then. That's the last conversation I see about the mana ruby, but it's looking like it's going to have the charge system that was implemented in TBC Burning Crusade, the Burning Crusade. And Evocate, I already know the change on this one. So in TBC, Evocate functioned differently. I believe it was 60% of your mana, but on Project Epoch, it has been reverted to the vanilla WoW version where it's based on your mana regeneration. And I like the vanilla WoW version much more. It gives you more mana. Like, that shit, fill me up, coach. Like, I don't want to fucking, I'm not here to mess around with 60% mana. Like, what is that? Just give me my mana bar back. If I have mana regen gear, I want it to scale. So nice change. Appreciate the old evocation better. And then we know ritual refreshment. It gives you, if it's updated because it's been backported in vanilla from TBC, but technically it's TBC classes anyway, so I don't know why they have updated here. But it gives you the max rank of food that your level is able to handle, it seems. So happy to see that. Instead of handing out stupid noob cookies to or noob drinks to everyone in trade, you just put the table down. Next up, they've implemented Rune of Power. Now, this is a retail WoW spell. If you ask me what expansion they added it in, I couldn't tell you. They didn't tell you. I don't remember, to TBH honest. I do recall seeing Rune of Power down on the ground. Some mages like to complain about the spell for fights that have lots of movement, but I think it's a cool spell. It rewards divine foresight, so you have to know the fight well. You have to know where to place it. You have to know when, like, if you place this and you have to move, that's your fault. You're a noob. Like, I'm sorry to tell you, you're just a noob. So place a Rune of Power on the ground for 30 seconds, which increases your spell damage by 10% while you stand within 4 yards of it. Just a cool little thematic ability. So if you're, this is like, even for Arcane, like, just think about this. You got Bloodlust, you spam your boomkin or whatever else, like, hey loser, I need innervate this fight. Like, if you don't give me innervate, I'm just G quitting. And you put the Rune of Power down, pop all your trinkets, got troll racial, just fucking Bloodlust. You're just spamming on the Rune of Power. Mechanic comes out, don't move. Just stay there. Just say bop me noob or something, or hot me up. Tell the druid to hot you up. Just stand in the mechanic and just spam, man. Like, there you go, you're in a power, epic. And slow, what's the update to slow? God, I love having the Discord. I don't know why I haven't been everyone does all my work for me. Like, I'm so grateful that I'm allowed to be so lazy with this. I can just sit here and look up stuff on the Discord, spend about 1 hour editing, and then I just spend the rest of the day doing whatever I want outside, enjoying the wondrous outdoor nature and various other things. And I don't even have to sit in here editing this scrump all day. It's just really nice. Reduce the target's movement speed by 50%. Here it says 60%. Attack speed by 54. Here it increases the time between... Oh, it's ranged. I don't know, maybe attack speed in this doesn't count. Maybe it was only melee. But on Project Epoch, they specify ranged attacks by 50%. And casting time by... Okay, so it is definitely different, I believe. Because they're specifying it. If the target is immune to movement speed reductions, this spell enters a 2-minute cooldown and still applies the other effects. Lasts 15 seconds. Slow can only affect one target at a time. What the? So it's a 10-second cooldown. It has no cooldown. What the hell? So the original one, is this... Am I on the right thing here? This is the mage spell, right? Am I just like noob maxing or something? So yeah, they've had... Basically, it looks like the change is that slow has no cooldown on Epoch as opposed to a 10-second cooldown on TBC. It has some additional effects like casting time, as well as they specified increased time between ranged attacks, but they don't have anything saying melee attack speed. So maybe it only affects the attack speed and the cast time of range, but warriors, like the melee classes, aren't going to get their attack speed slowed. They'll just get their movement speed slowed. And it seems like they've added counterplay to this, since there's no cooldown on it. If you're spamming this, but there's an ability up that makes you immune to slows, It's improved. Does improve sprint? I was gonna say I was wondering if this makes you immune to it, but it gives a 100% chance to remove all movement and parrying effects when you activate your sprint. So I was thinking that maybe like if you use slow on improved sprint, that it would go on a 2-minute cooldown. But I guess Blessing of Freedom, wouldn't that make you technically, sorry, Hand of Freedom would make you immune to the effects of slow. Would that put it on a 2-minute cooldown? It's hard to say. We'll have to see how it ends up working out. And then Slowfall here has been updated so you can use it on allies. And then yeah, we've already talked about it. New portals. Fire. Next up, fire. They've updated Molten Armor. What's Molten Armor in TBC? Molten Armor. So it's just tuned down. The fire damage you take has been tuned down. Increase the chance to critically hit with spells by 3%. True. So yeah, the reason it has updated here is, well, first of all, it's been tuned down a little bit to be more vanilla-centric, so 58 instead of 75 fire damage when hit. But it's available at level 52 rather than 62, so that's what the update is. Next up, Frost. Ice Lance, updated. Available 10 levels earlier. Well, there's no level 66. Causes triple damage against frozen targets, deals 115 frost damage instead of 173 to 200, so epic. Base, chill, red pilled. There you guys go, Frost Mage. Now we'll get into the talent section of this epic video. Yippee. Alright, so yet again we have yet another another UI. I mess with it every time. There's no consistency on this channel. I'm too scatterbrained for that. Too many things going on at once. But we got the nice graphic made by whatever his name was. I already said it. I don't remember. We got the TBC Mage tree up here. It's a bit bigger this time, and then we got the Epoch talent calculator. So thanks to our sweet friend, we can just start with going right into the arcane section, guys, and we can see the updates right here, and just veer our eyes directly over to the talent trees. So, well, I guess technically the first one is Arcane Impact. So the TBC version, let's put some points in. Now increases critical strike chance of all arcane spells. What the hell? Doesn't say that here. Increase all. Wait. Oh. My bad. Oh, fuck. My bad. Sorry, that's not. I was like, well, I'm reading Magic Absorption. Sorry, guys. It's been a long day. It hasn't. Okay, so Arcane Impact. Increase critical strike chance of your Arcane Explosion and Arcane Blast. Like, Blizzard. Why? You have the spell called Arcane Missile in the game, and then you make a talent that doesn't even impact it, and then you have your fucking Arcane Mages casting Frostbolt, goddammit. Like, why did it take Project Epoch to put critical strike chance on all arcane spells, which makes 10 times more sense than only having it for Arcane Explosion and Arcane Blast? Like, you guys, Blizzard, come on, man. Like, that's, like, good change, Epoch. I'm glad you've spotted that lunacy and fixed it. So next up, Arcane Blast. We've got it. Come on, get on the graphic. Whatever. Fuck it, I'll read it for you guys anyway. Arcane Blast. Wait, we can do this. There. Replacement for Arcane Fortitude. So yes, in TBC you got Arcane Fortitude. Increase your armor by an amount equal to 100% of your intellect. So when you want to play Tank Mage spec, you take Arcane Fortitude. But now you can't. There's no Tank Mage anymore. We've got Arcane Blast down here. And in TBC, Arcane Blast was just something you trained, but in Project Epoch, they've made it into a talent. So you have to talent Arcane Blast. Next up, Improved Shielding. So we can see decrease the mana loss per point of damage taken when Mana Shield is active by 20%, and increase the resistances gained from Mage Armor by 100%. And here it decreases the mana loss per point of damage taken when Mana Shield is active by 20%. So they've added this additional effect of increasing the resistance bonus from Mage Armor 100%. Can't complain about a talent being more useful than it was and making more sense. Like, if anyone's complaining, then just file your comments in the comment section below. That's where we hold all the complaints. And I guess I kind of did jump over one, but they also have a change to the Arcane Mind talent. Oh. Okay, I didn't skip it. This guy's got shit all out of whack. It's okay, it's still a nice I'm sorry, it's still a nice graphic. So Arcane Mind, increase your total intellect by 15% and increase your armor by an amount equal to 100% of your intellect. So they've added the effect of Arcane Fortitude into the Arcane Mind talent, which saves you a talent point. And honestly, that's kind of clean. Like that's a clean place for that talent. So I guess you still can play tank mage, guys. If you want to play tank mage, it's right there. Here it's just total. It's just straight up only 15% intellect. So yeah, they've baked the arcane fortitude talent we see here on the TBC side into arcane mind, which is a nice, clean, efficient change for arcane mages. uh, okay. Next up, we've got improved arcane intellect, and they have this listed as custom. So yeah, so we look at TBC, they have improved blink. Like improved blink from TBC looks to have been replaced, and that is replaced with improved arcane intellect. Your arcane int and brilliant spells also increase the target's maximum mana by 8%. With this change, it's almost like you want one arcane mage for sure in your raid. I will say one thing about TBC. Later on, mages kind of fell off and they don't actually bring that much utility. Yes, they can put a scorch debuff on, but unless you have a fire spec warlock, it's not really that useful, to be honest. And like arcane mage can pump in TBC, but you would just take improved arcane int. So this will guarantee mages at least a raid spot, I believe. I mean, I guess it doesn't really change anything because some good guilds would just have the arcane mage sitting outside of the raid, buffing people and then logging out. So maybe this double downs on that gameplay. Maybe you'll have your improved arcane int mage just sitting there outside the raid. Oh, buff all the guys as they run in and log them out. He just sits on the bench just like Sunny. That's kind of sad, but anyway, just a nice little change of pace for arcane int. Next up, prismatic cloak. Reduces all damage taken by 2% for 4 seconds after cast. Oh, okay. So they've done it again, guys. They've baked this talent into this. So this honestly makes so much sense. Like this is a defensive talent that reduces all damage taken by 4%, and they have improved blink as a separate talent. But baking this in to the defensive talent, it's just like I don't know. It just feels not necessarily. I wouldn't say feels is the right word, but it just is cleaner. Like that makes sense for prismatic cloak. It's thematic as well. And then you can just replace it with buffing arcane int, which mages didn't have the option for over here, I do not believe. And as my memory serves me correct, which my memory of World of Warcraft, the video game, has been a bit hazy, and it has betrayed me a little bit recently. I've been saying some wrong things like the the deviant fish giving you skeleton, even though that's Nogger Fogger. But yeah, so it's clean. It buffed arcane int. Talent that was there is now baked into here, so you can still be your tank mage with the armor and the prismatic cloak. And then finally, slow. So slow is just like we already talked about this for 10 minutes, but targets immune to movement impairment still receive the other effects. So yeah, so if you're slow immune, you'll still get your attack speed and your cast speed slowed. Cool, epic, and swag. Moving on, we'll move down to Fire Mage. So we've got a new talent here in TBC. It is called Improved Pyroblast. All it does is reduce the cooldown of your Pyroblast spell by 1.5 seconds. In Project Epoch, it is changed. So it reduces the cooldown of your Fire Blast spell by 1.5 seconds, as per usual, but it also increases the critical strike chance of your Arcane Blast spell by 4%. So I guess it is called Arcane Blast and Fire Blast, so I guess it makes sense. I think it's a bit weird to put an Arcane talent here, but regardless, as an Arcane Mage, you're not going to be wanting to use all the points in the tree, and there's always overlap into the other talent trees. And with Mage, there was a lot of interplay between Frost and Fire. Some of the talents benefited both, but now Arcane Mage, well, I guess there was also Arcane Frost that you would play. But now as an Arcane Mage, you're going to want to be probably going down to get improved blasting, and then maybe you would take even Ignite or something. And I don't know, like I guess Pyroblast, so you could PoM Pyro, I don't know. I don't know what the Mage Arcane spec is going to be. I'm not a Mage gamer. Next up, Pyroblast. So we can see Pyroblast has been improved, and luckily for us, we don't even have to read it. We can just read it on this. So buffed from 141, 187 to 216. So Pyroblast is now a better spell. Pyroblast was a bit underwhelming for how epic of a spell it was in vanilla and TBC. It's a very epic spell, as a matter of fact. You just take like 10 minutes to cast it. But the payoff didn't always feel like it was there, so buffing the damage up a little bit is a nice change of pace. Moving on, we've got Master of Schools. So we'll just talent this. We'll talent it in here. So yes, it's called Master of Elements. This is what I was talking about with like the Fire and Frost play in TBC and Vanilla. So we've got Master of Elements. Your Fire and Frost spell criticals will refund 30% of their base mana. And this is exclusive to Fire and Frost. So Arcane cells are just, they're not having fun when they can't talent this. But with Project Epoch, they've made it so Master Schools gives the benefit to all specs. So now with Arcane Blast, if you hit a crit, 30% of the mana cost will be refunded, and that's the base mana cost. So I'm assuming that's gonna be the starting mana cost without any debuffs, because it's base mana cost. So when you have an Arcane Blast that's stacked up, like, what is it? Can it stack to 3 times? Is that how it works? I don't know. It stacks like 3 times, and you get increased damage and increased mana cost. I don't think it's going to be refunding you the 30% additional mana cost. You know what I mean? So instead of costing like 100, it costs 130. You're not going to be getting 30% of 130. You're going to be getting 30% of 100. That's just like a way to make it simpler. Those aren't the exact mana costs, but that's that. You know what I mean? You're not retarded, unless you are. But if you're retarded, then it's not my problem. So, moving on. Blast Wave has been buffed. Legendary. Where's Blast Wave? Right here. Blast Wave has been buffed, guys, and there's a new talent we can see here, Pyro Classic Burst. So it's been buffed up from 154 to 186 to 184, and I will say I do like what they've done. They've gotten rid of these stupid damage ranges. Like, why are there damage ranges in the game? Like, doing 154 compared to 186, like, I don't like that. I would prefer a flat number. The RNG doesn't add any interesting gameplay elements. Like, okay, someone lived because I low rolled. I also, one thing, I hate that in Pokemon as well. Like some attacks can just low roll or high roll. Like I understand a crit, right? A crit is different because there's control for crit. There's gameplay you can invent around critical strikes. But with like a low roll or high roll, it's like, oh, you just throw some dice. Oh, I low rolled and I lost. And it's the same like in PvP. You could die because you low rolled a blast wave and someone lives. But now it's just a flat 184, and they've done this to most of the spells in the game. They've just removed some stupid, pointless variants, and I'm a fan. Thank you, Epoch. And now they got a new custom talent, Pyroclastic Burst, which is right here. So Pyroclastic Burst. I was about to try to talent it in the TBC tree. If you see where my mouse is, and I can't. I can't talent it because it doesn't exist. Pyroclastic Burst. Your fire spell criticals have a 100% chance to increase the damage of your next Pyroblast by 10%, stacking up to 5 times. You cannot cast PoM while this is active. Interesting. So this is like anti-PoM Pyro gaming. I guess they want you stacking this up with fire, so you get 5 crits and then you hard cast a Pyroblast is what seems like the game plan. So you stack your Scorch up, and you always maintain the Scorch debuff. Then maybe you get lucky and you crit all 5 Scorches. Then you cast Pyroblast. But if you don't crit 5 Scorches, you keep casting Fireball until you get maximum critical strikeage on the Pyroclastic Burst. And then once you're at 5 stacks, you will make sure to reapply a Scorch, guys. Don't imagine if you're casting Pyroblast, your Scorch debuff on the boss falls off. That would be a big cuck moment. They'd be like blue balls, so you definitely want to hit him with a Scorch before you cast Pyroblast, unless like you got time, but it's probably good practice anyway. Then sit there for like 10 minutes and just fire off a big Pyroblast and blow him up with the extra 10% stacking damage. So that stacks up to what seems like 50% increased damage on a Pyroblast. Legendary stuff. I like that change. Fire Mage is looking kind of spiffy, I will say. And then finally, Dragon's Breath. It has been I don't need to go down to talent it, because we can see here on the right, Dragon's Breath has been nerfed from 370 to 430 to 385. So once again, it's the stupid huge variance that it had has been toned down. It'll do a bit more than minimum damage, but it'll never be able to hit the highest of highs that it was before. So you'll be doing 385 with it. Nice change. I love you, Epoch. And finally, Frost. It doesn't seem like there's very much changes to Frost. So they've buffed Elemental Precision. Well, let's hit a fat reset on these and we'll get Elemental Precision. So in Elemental Precision, we got reduced the mana cost and chance of targets resist your Frost fire spells by 6%. In TBC, it's 3%. So it's 2 times the talent. Twice as good. Next up, Frostbite. So they've updated Frostbite. What the hell is my layout? My layout's whack, guys. Alright, I fixed it for your sweet viewer pleasure. So frostbite, immune targets will be considered as frozen. So with a frost mage previously, this is the biggest change with this is for your ice lands because ice lands deals 3 times the damage. Alright, dude, I'm sorry, I just saw the buffed ice barrier and I think a blood vessel popped in my brain, but I'll calm down a second. Hold up. Get back on topic. Frostbite. So immune targets will be considered as frozen. So yeah, ice lands 3 times the damage when something is frozen, and if a immune target was immune to being frozen or immune to ice spells, they would not have the frozen effect. So you would not be getting the 3 times frost damage from ice lands. So now, even if you may not be able to slow or CC a mob, they will still get the frozen debuff, and your ice lance will still deal 3 times the damage. And yeah, so now after that I saw ice barrier and I almost stroked out because, like, bro, get rid of this nerf. Get rid of this right fucking now. Frost mages are already tanky enough. They do not need 50 more goddamn shielding from ice barrier. Like, why? We don't need this. Like, get this out of here. Like, they're already impossible to kill as is. Like, what? They can stall out a minute of time and reapply this. So this is just, I guess it's not that big of a deal. But I'm a warrior gamer, so I have a real hatred for frost mage players in PvP, and this is just honestly sickening. Not only is it sickening, it's despicable as well. But either way, that's all the mage changes. Thanks to the dude on Discord. I love you long time. You really made this easy for me. And even though despite you made it easy, I still made it hard for somehow. It's just me, guys. But thanks for watching. Subscribe. We only have one class left, and it's Hunter. And then I'm out of content. And the channel is going into slumber mode, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. Goodbye.